Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So today I pulled out my into resin pumpkin crystal pumpkin mold, and you can see like all those facets in there. So there are some like big gems and stuff in there too. So we're just gonna pour this a transparent orangish color. And then once it comes out, I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work until I get it out and see actually how big it is. But I am going to brush the stem with green. So I don't care if the stem isn't like transparent. I wanted a little bit of color. So I'm thinking we're going to go with the dark ocean green from Eye Candy. So there'll be a hint of green. I don't know, you know, like how much this is going to cover it, but I did want the stem to be a little something different. So I mixed up 10 ounces of the Bond Craftor resin, and I've got that in the debubbler right now, and then we're gonna pour the orange in. So I'm just, and there's so many little facets in this stem that I wanted a little bit of something other than it just being orange. And even up through here a little bit, I don't care if there's a little bit of the green that shows through, because, you know, sometimes when you get a pumpkin, they're not all orange yet. So that's all we're gonna do on this pumpkin. And I do have a couple of little specks there that I want to kind of get off. All right, so what I have done is I have pulled out orange and apricot, and I don't think I've used either one of the, I have used the orange. Did I use the apricot? Oh, and I used both of them. Cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put a little bit so we can see the color. Yeah, so I think by mixing these two, I think we're gonna get a pretty color. All right, so my resin is done. And I should have put a little bit less in my my container because it didn't debubble the greatest. Let me see. Bigger cup. Oh, I do. Hang on. So I might have to run it through the debubbler again. So I'm just going to pour it in here, because I want it to all be the same color. I went back and watched another video that I had done, like, I don't know, almost a year ago. And I believe I had said I had mixed up 12 ounces and I had a couple ounces left. So that's why I made 10. Now I'm hoping and praying that it is enough. So once I get it mixed, I'm gonna pop it through the debubbler again, just to make sure. So what I'll do is I'll divide it up from this into all the cups, like the 3 of them. All right, let's get some. So I'm gonna start with 5 drops of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that was a little bit much. And then the apricot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Trying to keep them somewhat even. And I do want to make sure this is mixed in well. We're going to try it on the paper towel. I want it to be orange, but I don't want, because I'm going to put a tea light candle in here. Regardless, I'm going to put a tea kit, but this, I want to do something with it if it is the right size. Oh, so we need way more. All right, let me make sure I'm in frame here. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to squirt a bunch in. And these are the Let's Resin alcohol inks from the 48 pack. I was thinking about putting some crushed crystal, but there's no sense because there are so many facets in crystals in this mold that you're not going to see it anyhow. You probably wouldn't even see these bubbles, but I am not going to take a chance. Because when I had made it before, it came out really good, but I didn't have my bubble remover at the time. So I just want to give it a good shot of, let's just take a stick and all right, we're going to do a little bit more of the both. Why not? And the apricot is just a little bit lighter than the orange. So I figured it would kind of give us like an in-between color instead of it just being plain orange. And yeah, that's much better. All right, so now to split it up again. And at least this time when I split it up, I won't have to pour, I can just pour out of each cup because so I'm going to try to put a lot less. Because I always struggle with getting the bubbles out once I add the color in. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm thinking if I just put smaller amounts, then it should debubble. Now, the key is, will it all fit? Of course not. Of course not. Why would it? All right. Well, I got 3 of them in. We can leave this. We'll let this one degas on its own because this is the Bond Craftor, and this degases really well. If not, I can always pop this one in after when we start pouring. So I will put you guys on a pause, and when that's done, I will come back and we will get this baby poured. Okay, so I got this ran through, and I've got a little black speck of something in here. So I ended up putting it in for 10 minutes, and this time it got the bubbles out. All right. Now you're not supposed to spray the insides of these molds because they are handmade. So, and I am going to transfer these over to the Resiners curing machine because, guys, I really love that thing. It is the bomb. All right, so I'm gonna pour a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of swirl it around to try to get those facets in there coated, because I don't want the bubbles to cling in there. So I'm going to just kind of roll this around. Now that it's coated, I am going to give it a good squirt in there to see if that will get rid of any of those cling-on bubbles. And I'm going to take my silicone stick here, and because I can see like bubbles on the sides, and I don't want them on there. So these are those type of molds that you've either really got to fuss with, or you've just got to accept that you're going to get some bubbles in there. You know, even though I did my best to get all the bubbles out, you can see in the bottom there that there's you know, some bubbles in there. So we're just gonna hope and pray that they work their way out. I'm pouring it slowly. That sit in there for a minute, and I do want to spray this container and get this wiped out, because if I don't do it now, guys, I'm gonna forget, and then it's gonna be a mess. So I just spray it with alcohol, take a paper towel, wipe it out, flip my paper towel over, spray it again, give it a good spray, and then wipe it out. Now, if I would have been smart, I would have mixed it in this cup. I guess I got to keep this out so I know I have it out in the open more. All right. Let's get this poured. gosh, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. And now we'll get oh my gosh. Now I hope I have enough for that cover in that other container. So let me grab that out of the debubbler. And we'll just pop that one bubble on the top. Okay. So I'm not gonna dome it right now because I do want to be able to move this into the curing machine. So let's go ahead and get this poured. And again, I'm just gonna kind of get in there a little bit. Okay. Now there is a lip underneath there, and there's lip under here. So I am going to take this and you can see those bubbles that are clinging on. That's what we want out. Okay. Spray it. And we're going to go around this lip. And then we're going to do this again once we get it full. And yay, I am going to have enough. Okay. Just take my cover off. And I'm going to move this over. And I do just want to go around this again. See all those little tiny bubbles? Yeah, I don't want them living there. No, 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 no. You come right out. That is not a shelter. No, no, no. That's a bad, bad, bad spot. But look at all those little micro bubbles that we dislodged. That would have stayed trapped under there. So yeah, we're probably still going to get some under there, but it should be less than it would if I didn't do that. Okay. So I'm going to get this moved into the, oh, you know what? I didn't even check to see if that was, crap. Let me, yes, it makes it. Whew. It makes it. All right. So I've got, so I'm thinking 8 ounces is probably what I've got, what it takes. Not what I've got. All right. So I've got those empty. And let's see what. So these are my little tiny molds. I don't know if I would have enough for the butterfly, but let's see. All right. I am going to spray that. And we will see. So I was starting to think that I had a defective butterfly mold. Last I looked, these were back in stock. And I will put just the link in the description. But it's not. It's this top section right in here that you really need to mess with once you get it full. Right in here. That's the bubble troubled spot right there. So definitely make sure that you get that little area. And okay. I'm going to get that moved into the curing machine. And I've still got a little bit. So let's do a peacock. I love this little peacock. I really do. My resin is getting thick. So I did not put any gems in there, so we'll do something after. I'm glad I only went with the 10. I almost did the 12, but I am glad that I only did the 10. So this should look like a frosted peacock because it's a matte mold and, you know, it's not shiny. So it kind of gives like a frosted type look when it comes out. So I'm just going into those. See, normally when you put gems, you don't get the little hole, the little bubbles congregating in the little spots where the gems go. So you just wanna, oh, there's something right there, a piece of glitter. Spray that again. All right, I'm not going to dome it too much here because I want to move it. And then I'll find something for the rest. Maybe I'll do some little butterflies, and I will see you on demold, guys. Alrighty, guys, I am back. These are all cured. So let's get these demolded and see what they look like. Oh, that is pretty. That is really pretty. And I don't think we got any bubbles. So let's take a metallic marker. I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to cover the little crown thingies. Just like that. And let's do instead of putting gems in there, we will just color them with this chrome marker. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I want to do with this just yet. But we will see once I demold it. So I'm pleased with the color that I got. This like orangey, but it's not, I don't know, it's not that bright in your face orange. So the curing machine does cool down for about 30 minutes. And there we have it. A beautiful little peacock. All right, so set that aside. Let's see. And no bubbles, yay. So those of you that are struggling with your bubbles, you've just got to make sure that on that final, when you are filling that up, that you are getting that little bit on the top. because that's when the bubbles happen. And there's just a little bit of overage here. All right, let's see. Oh, that is pretty. That is really pretty. All right, so we get a little bubble in the back here, but it's on the bottom. Oh, I got a little overage there. Okay, let's... Oh, our little stem came out perfect. Look at that. And there wasn't a lot around here, which is fine. But even if there would have been, and we've got our little thing here. Okay, let's see how our pumpkin... Oh, that's pretty. That is really, really pretty. So I've got a little trimming on the bottom to do, but no bubbles. I'm not seeing any. Oh, there might be a few little ones in here, but you really can't see them. All right, let's see how our lid, and it has this little indentation, goes right here. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to snip off. Now, I didn't have any little mushrooms because I remembered I had to finish doming these. So that's why I don't have any little butterflies. I was like, oh, that's right. I was supposed to top these off once I got them in the curing machine. So, which I probably didn't have to because then I went ahead to trim all this. But, you know. So the only problem with doing what I wanted to do is I would need 2 of these. So my first idea was, let me get this sticker off. And this I just bought at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. And So what I wanted to do, see, that's too big. I need like a regular candle holder. Let me see here. Because I wanted to add like I mean, that's pretty, but not, it's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be like on a tapered pillar candle, and I don't have any. I thought I had bought some when I had gone to the Dollar Tree, but I did not. Oh, I did. Oh, I did. All right. No, I don't like that. And that was $1.25 as well. And do I have a candle? That is the and this candle holder is, I think, too big. Because what I wanted to do was hang some gems kind of coming down, but I think this base is too big for that. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But you might see it in a future video when I can find a smaller, something a little bit smaller than this. Because that's what I wanted to do. And then what I was going to do is hang beads. I was going to glue beads around the bottom. And then swoop like some garland gems around it to kind of hang down. But let me see here. Let me grab a candle. So that is like our flickering candle. So with the lights out, I think this would be really, really pretty on an end table, or yeah, the pumpkin is too small for this jar. I definitely need something like this, but smaller. So I will have to go and look to see. So for today, we're going to just keep it like this. I mean, you could color the diamonds, but I'm not going to. This is just really, really pretty the way it is. You know, we could also, if this would have been a different color, we could have attached this. Oh, that might actually even be cute on the top. We could do that, and then when you lift your cover, okay, so that might work. Let me just, I'm just getting bored with the same old, so I'm trying to like think outside the box so we can make them, you know, like use the same mold, but change them up a bit. Okay. because that way your little butterfly is gonna glow as well, because it's got that glow from the candle underneath. All right, so we're gonna attach this here. We're gonna use this new glue because this stuff is really, I like this. This works really, really well. Okay. So we want that to be anchored there. So we're going to put the glue right where these two pieces meet. And then we're going to spray it. Let me see. And I'm going to spray the back of this. And we're going to hold that on there. Just like that. So I think what I'm going to do is to make sure that it stays on there, I'm going to drip just a little bit along there, and then give that a spray. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And that way I know that my little butterfly here is not going to come off. There we go. And now we have our beautiful little pumpkin jar with a glowing butterfly. So we were able to do something different with it. That is really, really cute. So I will put the link to this. I do have a discount code for anything at Into Resin. Also, the eye candy, the alcohol ink, all that is in the description. If I don't put the actual item, you can click on the link and then type in, you know, like alcohol ink or crystal pumpkin, something like that. I will try to get all the links for you, but if I should forget, either, you know, look it up that way or put it in the comments and I will get it for you. So yeah, that's going to conclude our video for today. Let me see. I was just thinking of something else, but I think this would take away from it because this is such a pretty pumpkin. Oh, I don't know. That might look good. You know what? Why don't we? And I can just put this on with my B7000. Just like that. All right, let me, I will get a couple of these cut. I'll put a few on and then I will do the rest off camera. just so it's not taking forever. All right, so what are we gonna need? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, let me get these cut and then I'll be right back. All right, so I got them cut. Started putting some on just to speed up, but I did save 4 rows to do with you guys so you can see. Got something sticky on there. There we go. All right. So basically, I'm just running a bead of this B7000 right along these little crystal things, or whatever they are, just like that. And then I'm just gonna lay that on the top and then follow that bead down and push that in. And that's how easy that is. And I think it's going to make a really nice statement. Not over the top, but, you know, so when your plan A doesn't work, you just figure out a plan B. Or C or whatever. Come on. There we go. Get 2 more rows. Now I could have used my other one with the spray, but I know this works really well with these little diamond pieces. Come on, there we go. Just want to make sure that they are tapped down. And one just released, so I'm going to have to go fix that here. My thumb hit it. And there we have our beautiful little decorated pumpkin. And then we just need to let that completely dry. And maybe we'll just put, just to make the butterfly match. And what's good with these little stones is if you cut them a little too long, you can push them together and shorten them up. Or if you need them longer, you can stretch them out. I mean, you could do these with the AB rhinestones as well. It's just going to be way more time consuming. But there, we have our beautiful blinged out little pumpkin. Alrighty, guys, that concludes this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everyone. I'll get some final pics for you.